Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Guess the WN8, where my viewers submit replays and I have to guess their stats based solely on their gameplay, and I get made very sad by people being way worse than their stats look like they should be and such. Another paid replay here. You can submit via the paid submission link in the description and have your replay guaranteed to be used in the series. You can also submit for free. Details are in the description. Now, Berlin with the German behemoth in the E100. Now, remember, this is patch 1.27, so frontal turret, them cheeks are 270 as opposed to 280, which they are now, let me be clear. 270 can still do work, but 280 certainly makes you more competitive, even against some of the more prodigious heat shells of things like the, well, I wouldn't go so far as to say 121B or M60 or Jagdpanzer, but maybe certainly that 60 TP is going to struggle. Now, Bond Vertstabs, probably because we do have the 15 centimeter gun here, Bounty Runner, and a Turtle. And we got chocolate as well. Looks like we are firing mostly premium, but we do have some AP shells, no doubt, for dealing with things such as the side of IS-7s and things like that. You don't want to be firing heat at those kind of surfaces. Avoidance of spaced armor is why we have a couple of 246mm pen AP shells. 85mm pen on the HE, believe it or not. But of course, we got this 750 alpha damage gun. And we can see we're getting up to like 34 here, benefited by the turbo, no doubt, from the base of 30. Apologies. Okay, and now we're looking at shells at distance, which in the E100, as we just, I mean me and chat, not you, YouTube, you don't get nice things. We covered shell travel time, which is a matter of serious attention, or acquired attention, when you play the E100. That was our function there. Okay, we got a little something going on. I like it. But yet, 600 meters per second on the heat shells. It's really poor. I think it's like 606. And it's only 750 odd on the AP, so if you're shooting at any kind of distance in this tank, you're really not gonna have a great time. Now let's look at the context of this engagement here. We got 2,840 hit points without improved hardening, so field mod certainly doing some work here. Is letting the IS-7 go hold down in the window here and just watching to be opportunistic on the side. And we've got a Scorpion out wide with a 60 TP, does provoke a moderate threat. And shots like that with 0.4 accuracy aren't going to hit very often, especially not benefited by a 2.7 seconds of aim time. Now, oddly enough, I'm impressed by the passivity of the Suma here. You can see he's just sitting, waiting for the opportunity. So many people in autoloaders, particularly 5100s. 5100s are a nightmare for seeking good autoloader gameplay. When you see a 5100 in your game, you can guarantee it's going to be dead in the first 2 minutes. But the guy's sitting there, waiting for the opportunity, keeping his health. He's close to the combat, but not at the pinnacle, at the peak of it. Right? It's good autoload etiquette. Okay, lower plate of a mouse does connect, gets connected in one turn, APCR through his drive wheel. It's 120mm of side armor on the E100, but of course benefited by an overlay of like 60mm of spaced armor. Now, it's worth noting that similar to the mouse, we got this big old battle between these German heavies here. Similar to the mouse, the E100, when angling its target this severely, and to be honest, this would conventionally be an over angle. The only reason it's not is because we're concealing the side behind the wall here. But you've got to remember the mouse has weaker frontal target in terms of the base values, but its side target is 210. Whereas here, you've got 150. And that does impact the amount that you can angle this target to try and bounce the shells without weakening the side. In the mouse, you can do it a lot more than you can in the E100. But what I'm really trying to get at here is when you angle at this angle, there's actually a variable weak spot that appears in the side of the gun mantlet about here. So if you ever see an E100 sort of over-angling in this capacity and you have something that's, let's say you have an AMX 50B and you're loaded with premium because all 50Bs are, right? And you look at this, you've actually got this angle right here in the side of the gun mantlet that you can go for. It's not going to be a guaranteed pen, but it will be more likely to pen than any other shot that you take, apart from maybe a bar shot. So it's worth noting that you have the capacity to go for this as well. And even with standard ammo, maybe if you get like standard, what am I doing? Standard ammo like a Grill 15 within the like 276 millimeters a pen, you can have a pop at this as well. If you don't have another viable target to shoot for, but could go for the bar. But worth noting, so if I was this mouse firing APCR, I might look at that, and that is 24 millimeters of pen through the side target, and look at that 121B. What do we know about the 121B? 350 millimeters of heat pen. Where did that go? Ladies and gentlemen, that went where? Was it side target? Might have been side target. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, right? 150 on the side, and a mouse, that probably bounces. But yeah, 121B and M60, as well as the Clan Wars Reward VK. These things are things you've got to be really pay attention to in tanks like the U100, tanks like the mouse that, you know, try to mitigate by angling your tank. It's going to be really hard against those tanks because I have 350 millimeters of pen. That is seldom seen these days. Even the John 40, 330, even the IS4, 340. Right? It is a seldom appreciated concept or value that these tanks have. Is this guy gonna give you something? That I like it. He's trying to bait a shot. Okay. He's playing a dangerous game with these heat shells and this absolute monster of a cannon. And the Sona is still playing passively. Either that or he's just gone AFK. Which ironically is one of the best gameplay decisions I've seen from a tier 8 autoloading heavy tank. Like, what a god gamer. Or could have probably F-functioned that, if we're honest. I mean, I think the snap there is poor because you're favoured, almost, in that engagement. You're shooting out the side of a 60 GP. He's still got to aim for kind of blow plate, and you're like, it's not a horrendous decision. Again, putting that target on an angle. Now, against the 60 GP, I think it's, what, 10 millimeters of pen with premium. And he's actually found AP. Now, this is slightly unusual to me. It's interesting because I have the habit of, I angle inwards. I would point my target in this situation in the same direction as the hull. I don't particularly have a reason for that. I think it's just, like, it looks neater, like, to have the target aligned. The arguments for and against are myriad, really, but, I mean, one of the benefits of angling the target outwards is that from the perspective of the enemy, you actually conceal a cheek shot for something like a heat shell with a bit of a gun mantlet. And as we know, gun mantlets count as spaced armor. So we can see the gun, the external module, and the gun mantlet turn outwards to cover more of this cheek, which is a conventionally appreciated weak spot. Whereas with the way I do it, I have always turned inwards, which gives an easier shot at this cheek. So I might have actually just learned something. I might have to change my habits in the E100 to angle in a similar way to this player, just because I do really appreciate the benefit of having this big old gun helping to block a cheek shot. That's really nice. Okay, that should be a pen. Yes, indeed. Oh, and as I say, 0.4 accuracy, so you've got to be somewhat surprised when some of these shells are connecting, but with 24mm of pen, you can connect with a lot of places and get some work done. Again, angling outwards, can we get a cheek shot? Yes, we can. Mouse doesn't respond, and we know he was loaded with APCR. Takes a shot. Reload should be similar. Maybe Mouse reload slightly before, but now pressuring. Now we know we've got the chance, and Mouse is going to get shut down fairly easily. Defender at the back, firing APCR. We're not too worried about that, but that 1-2-1 is going to sting you again and again. I'd argue that no matter what angle you put on this target, 350 heat pen probably has at worst a 60% chance of penning. We can check that. Twitch, tell me if you'd like me to check that. Do you want to know whether it's like at minimum 60% from a 350 alpha? Oh, and dead center of the tank, fine. Suma is still AFK at this point, I believe. But 60 TP, really odd to me to see him yolling out over that flank. Oh, don't. I was gonna say, you hit that, I will have complaints. Okay, E3, one of the best armored frontal tanks in the entire game. 375mm of pen on its premium, but that is APCR as opposed to heat. We're not firing silly shots, which I like. Oh, and that should be a pen. Yes, indeed it is. Cool. And at this point, we've got to pressure, we've got to take kills, because we've got pressure up behind us. We've got to do something to get out of where we are. Okay, 60 TP is fired. What do we do with that information? We can't sit here. We cannot sit here. Okay, picking up kills, let's move. Good. We don't want to sit in crossfire. Good stuff, okay. Let's get stuck in now, shall we? We're fighting a load of tier 8s there, here. Passivity's a little bit of an issue, but we do pick up a kill. I am curious, just from a learning point of view. Okay, so yeah, the 60 TP does not have... I was wondering if this guy didn't want to push because he knew that the 60 TP would have a shot if he pushed this land, but it doesn't appear that that's the case. 60 TP is pushed too far up to have a shot if you push this land right here. As it happens, picked up the SU, which is really nice. Let's look, seems someone in chat is curious. Let's see if the 350 heat pen on the 121B gets you. So this is probably near perfect angling of an E100 target. Let's have a look. So you got 46. Okay, so it's like this less than... Oh, wait. We're on the 280. We need to go back to 270. Here we go. I'm smart! Yay! So yeah, look at that though. The recent patch up in the frontal target armor by 10 puts it down from like 65 to 45. Like that is a massive buff for the E100. Really big. E100 is pretty damn fierce these days. Okay. XM in chat, very unhappy with what's going on. I don't particularly like the passivity here.
Thanks a lot.
Is that 60 TP being emasculated by a T30? It's kind of hot. I didn't really like passivity there. Why aren't we pushing out against the Defender and the Scorpion? We've got an IS-7 to back us up. Maybe we're not worried about +5 from the mid, but we had the health, we had the armor, we're a tier 10 heavy tank. Now we're coming around the flanks. Okay. Okay. Ah, 2 hit points. Worth every penny of that shell, I'd say. Okay, IS-7 goes down, Defender's just fired. Oh, and are we no, we're intuitioning heat. That was interesting that we intuitioned heat there. I would have intuitioned AP because I thought that the Defender might be poking on this corner, and shooting at the side of the Defender certainly demands AP before it demands heat. This is different. Keep going here. Keep going. Keep going. No. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. If you keep going that way, then you get to turn around and have both of these enemy tanks in front of you. Right? If you come in here, you are pointed towards both the Defender and the Scorpion. It should be instinct to try and do that. Whereas if you come in here, you might end up caught between a Scorpion on one side and a Defender on the other. It's poor heavy tank etiquette. Like, if this guy just lands, which he should, like, you should not catch this Scorpion. If he just lands around here, the Defender can get a clean side shot. Like, you just can't play on him. Whereas if you go from this side, you can. Simple misplay here, I think. What is this guy doing?
-1.
Why are the enemy bad? Like, all he had to do was just try and then you have to... Oh, my God. Okay. Well, see, this is what... I outplay myself so much, but I would have done the intelligent thing there, and I would have probably lost somehow by being not done. I'm upset. Okay, so what's in cap? 430? I mean, if they're smart, they put the G-Saw in cap. But the G-Saw's still in mid. This is the only thing that's going to outspot him out of what? Slightly surprised that... Oh my, that is... that's cool. Slightly surprised that that pen, when it hit, looked like it was going to connect with tracks. But now we can pressure. We have no excuse to not just pressure hard. Loading heat, because we think we're going to be presented with a whole shot. And we are. Oh, wow, did you hit the gun there? That looked like a gun connection. What a block by the Defender. What a block. Amazing. Amazing gameplay. Okay, angle that target. Lovely work. Side target should do fine then. Indeed it does. Keeping the target angled. I'm angling my face instinctively. I'm an old player. Oh, you did hit the gun earlier. Look at that. And he might get the pen as you take the kill here, but no. Okay. Believe he was scared of the T30. Believe he was scared of the Scorpion. What? He was scared of the 2 health Scorpion. So he didn't want to push a Defender while they were both in front of him? Yeah, dubious. Dubious, in my opinion. But yeah, as I say, this tank performs better now with that 10mm more frontal armor on the tank. It may not sound like much, but believe me, it is. It does a lot if you play this tank correctly. There was a lot of good stuff here. Certainly in terms of mitigation, this guy's very good. The angling was omnipresent throughout all of the engagements. It was pertinent. It wasn't over-angled. And I myself even learned something that I'm going to put into my gameplay. I'm going to angle the giant V100 out as opposed to in. So, yeah, that's something. I think we're a little lacking in sort of eagerness or heavy tank activity. Right? There was a lot of passivity in, well, I'll say a lot. There was passivity in areas where I felt that aggression was more merited. The Scorpion was scared of the T-30. I see, maybe. I didn't look at that engagement as detailed as I could have. Maybe I missed the T-30. Okay, so, yes, I think he should have pushed earlier onto the Defender and the Scorpion. But other than that, there's not a massive amount for me to critique. I'm feeling 50. Yeah, I think 58 is fair. Certainly knows how to angle his tank. I'm gonna go. It's the lack of aggression for me. The lack of aggression against tier 8s. I mean, if you play the U100 well enough to angle it and you're very good, then you know when you can bully. I'm going to go 57.56. And I will go... He's finding a lot of premium, but did carry some AP, which is... oddly enough, worst players in an E100 would carry full heat. Unironically, they might even not have HE, but they'd have, maybe 4 or 5 HE and just full heat, because I don't understand the benefit of carrying AP in tanks like this. So that gets him a few points in my book, the fact that he did have HE. Yeah, I'll go 2,713. Right, let's see. Estimate, 57.56, 2,713. Wow! Wow, really? That is very good E100 work for 53. That is very, very good. Holy heck. Okay. Man's watched videos on how to angle the E100, I guess. Well, that explains the lack of aggression. I just thought it was a more sort of passive player. But yeah, I mean, with hindsight, as I say, players, very good players in an E100, I can't think of a situation where they don't push that. On the Defender and the Scorpion. It's why I didn't go any higher. It's why I lowered it from the estimate in chat, 58%. But that's very impressive for 53%, and you're playing like that. Good stuff. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to replay number 2. Another paid one because people are awesome and keep paying me to critique their work. Tortoise. A tortoise roaming about on Ensk. Let's hope it's not hunting season, but you're gonna have a job hunting this in a tier 9 game on Ensk. Bond Turbo. That's doing some work. He's got nothing on the other equipment set. Bond Turbo Vents and Ladder. Interesting. Pushing that DPM. Tortoise, some of the highest DPM in the game, only beaten by the Badger, and of course, HG spam from a ship pack. Loading premium off the bat here seems unnecessary. 259 with standard, 526 with premium. We're carrying 10 HG shells for good reason, because these HG shells have 120mm of pen. My lord, that is fierce. 515 alpha damage to accompany that. We do have a premium consumable here. Interesting fun fact for you. Now, this is interesting off the bat, because this is something I've talked about a lot, is cupola dictating your gameplay. And it's especially a prevalent concept in the British TDs because they have those top hats. But it can be considered in a wide variety of tanks, VK101P, E75, anything that has a kind of lateral cupola. It's not in the center of the vehicle, that there aren't contralateral cupolas. You want to think, okay, my cupola is on my right side. That means I want more of the map to the right. That is the basic premise of it. And the reason is because we think when we approach something tactically, or we're using broad generalizations to dictate gameplay, it's not, you don't consider a specific gameplay scenario. You just think of generally what is the best practice to do. And that's when this concept comes into play. If the cupola is on the right side and more of the map, as now, is on the left side, then almost every corner that you approach, your cupola is going to stick out first. Right? You can't conceal your cupola around a left-sided corner while you are fighting the enemy. Your cupola is always showing. But if you balance your combat towards walls and more of the map being on your right side or the same side as your cupola or your weakness, then more engagements that you find yourself in will enable you to conceal that weak spot just on balance. And so when I play a tank with a lateral cupola, I always have that thought in the back of my mind. If I can, I want to put more of the map on the same side as my cupola, which is what I immediately thought when I'm coming round this left-sided corner as far to the side of the map as I possibly can. Like, instinctually, I'm just like, yeah, I don't like it. But if people are just going to volunteer to step outside on in front of a Tortoise, I do not envy the brains of these people. Look at that reload, man. Look at that reload. 5 crits for the TS60. Oh, and a friendly Badger. 326mm of APCR pen going through there. And yeah, with this kind of pen, you can go through that. That's about probably 280 effective, somewhere around there. I mean, good eventual trades. I don't particularly like that position from the offset, but it worked. And this is what I mean, right? Look at the shot that the enemy has as you come around this corner. It's so much worse because this wall is on the right. Okay, and we're top tier in a Tortoise. My man! Let's be doing stuff. Let's not be sitting there. Having a look around here. Okay, and we don't see anything. Let's keep it going. Top speed of 20. We gotta use it for a long time to get anywhere that we want to go. Are we loading HE for a G-Saw here? Or are we... The play here... Oh, the G-Saw and Scotland, they're kind of up and down. So... The consideration as I was approaching this, we always talk about, right, this. Right? It's the flashlight in front of your tank. I cover it in my tips for TDs video. It is, make sure, or try and make sure that you have all your enemies within that arc in front of your tank. The Tortoise, one of the great things about it is it actually has a really good gun arc. 20 degrees to the left, 20 degrees to the right, 40 degrees in total that you can cover. Right? And the flashlight principle would dictate, how would you play by flashlight principles this engagement? Well, you would go left, right? You would go this way. You would come up this way, and you'd try and engage from this side on the G-Saw, and maybe kill the Scorpion, get inside there. I think that's a poor play in looking at it tactically, and potentially one that I would have fallen into. I would have gone around here and tried to pressure in this way, but that's done now that I'm looking at it, because the G-Saw isn't inside here, which I thought he was. So, ignore everything that I'm saying. And yeah, subscribe for more. Anyway, okay. Oh my word, we get to feast, dude. We get, oh, and that is a cool snap. G-Saws up, bounces. Snap doesn't work out. 0.31 accuracy with a 1.7 second aim time. And now we're falling back. Good, good. We knew that we couldn't work there. That is a wonderful pen with the HE. Gonna reload for another very shortly. Boom. Lovely intuition work. Shit, this ELC is just being bait at this point. What the heck? Okay, can we push? Yes, we can. ELC kills the Pangelo. Good work by him. Okay, alright. We're seeing a bit of isolation, a bit of potential here. We can pressure around here, probably because the Scorpion is going to be dead soon. Let's go. Wonderful stuff. Go, 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 go. Here's our G-Saw. Intuition with the HE, I think. Oh, no, AP. Okay. He doesn't pen. Cool. Conceal your cupola. Okay, yes. Yes. That's what I mean about right-handed corners. Lovely stuff. Keeping on an angle. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The pressure's going... Beautiful indeed! God damn! I thought you hadn't acted. Okay, and you almost reloaded before the goddamn G-Saw got his tracks back on. Okay. Keep going. You should die before you get the shot. Yes, indeed. 2.5 seconds between the shells of the ELC, even 90. Bad game. I guess I want more than 6k in a top tier Tortoise game. Finished with 800 health left, and there is a it's odd looking at a Tortoise game, and I'm thinking so broad scope in terms of like the tactics. There's a principle that you can use to improve your gameplay that says if you finish a game on more than 1 hit point, you could have got more damage. It's not something that you should live by, but it's just an idea. It tries to emphasize upon you that your hit points are there to trade. For exactly the currency that you spend to get damage. So the idea is that, you know, we finished on 811 hit points. There was a circumstance in this game where we could have said, okay, I'm going to trade 800 hit points to get this amount of damage, right? Which we didn't do. It wasn't necessarily a misplay based on the information that we had at the time, but when analyzing a game like this, and you should be analyzing your own replays and your own gameplay, you can look back and say, okay, where could I have traded that health? Where would it have been justified for me to trade that health? And it can impact your gameplay going forward quite a bit. Interesting. I don't like the poke on the 1-2 line, but I feel like that's just a personal thing. Rather than it being sort of an overt misplay. Did pick up a lot of damage there, so obviously not a misplay in the context of the game. It's just not something that I tend to do, and especially top tier in a Tortoise, I would have been playing very aggressively in the midst of the town, most likely working around somewhere around this corner, because that way I have more of the map to my right. Wanted to go to F1 at the beginning. Really? Why would you go to F1? Your cupola's on the right side. If you put the corner at the F1... Oh, wait, am I done? Yeah, I'm done. No, yeah, you are right. That would be a good corner to poke. I'm assuming you're not meaning... So you're meaning poking F1 on the inside. Right, gotcha. Okay, yes, I'm being done then. Cool. So I would normally... Is there any reason that you didn't come up on the inside? Like, why not just press here? Oh, wait, you have the cupola concealed on the right side the entire time. It's faster. It's faster in a Tortoise? I mean, I get that it is. I'm just saying you're probably not going to get to that position before, like, anything else of relevance anyway. It's faster than a Tortoise. Well, you're optimistic, if nothing else. Okay, right. We fell back when confronted with a crossfire in this position. We weren't too damage hungry. We fell back and went around here, which was exactly the right play in the context. What do we think, chat? He had turbo? Yeah, bomb turbos. Can I call the difference with a top speed of 20? My instinct is saying like 55 is my instinct. But it could go lower. My instinct doesn't go higher. So yeah, I'll go 54.72. And then for WN8, I'll go 1,895. Okay, instinct 54.72, 1,895. Really? You got... You thought, hey, I'll get to F1 before any shit goes down in this Bond Turbo Tortoise. I guess if you were just going to F1 and then you just thought, oh, feck it, everyone's giving me damage, I might as well farm. Okay, wow. Well, I'm out of more... I am out of more gold. Wow, okay, that's really surprising to me. Why is it surprising? I mean, 62 is... I think that's like 6% win rate off of mine, and I platoon like all of my games. So like solo, I'm probably like 61 at best. That is really, really good stuff. But why does it feel bad? Why do I... Hey, chat. I'm curious, would any of you have guessed, looking at that Tortoise game, would any of you have guessed anywhere near these stats? Right, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure. You can look in the description for the next and previous episodes. You can find the entire playlist in there as well. And yeah, details on how to submit are there as well. Do subscribe for more content. You can join the channel for early access to all of my videos. But yeah, bye-bye.
Peabody, cheers from Germany, man. Thought I'd hide a couple silly verses, my friend. He is a nice guy like Ned Flanders, but wielding a band hammer that make viewers feel him like a gang member, yeah. You better never ever shoot versus the man, cause that's a jerk off his hand, hence you're a permanent ban, yep. Like in a roleplay game, you wield a dagger but get smashed from her.